I didn't see this coming. Y'all ready?
And a male friend of mine, and he told me that as a woman, if you meet a man that don't have nobody, like nobody around at all, nobody he's sleeping with, nobody he's seeing, more than likely he crazy. Something is wrong with him. And then I asked the question for men only, and some of y'all women answered. But anyway, and some of the men answered, no, we just, peace. And my thinking was that men, you done did all your cheating and hurt women and then ran through different women. Now y'all get older. Now you want to sit down somewhere and find peace in a woman when you've never provided peace.
Some guys who are alone, look at the guy. Is he healthy? Is he handsome? Is he working? Does he have a job? So if he's healthy, attractive, has a job, and he's alone, it's more than likely by choice. He's choosing peace over to have to pay for things, over to have to answer to someone, over have to check in, over have to provide, protect. Again, to each his own. If that's not what he want to do right now, he could just be taking a break, just focusing on himself, focusing on improving himself, focusing on the grind, focusing on saving. So maybe in 6 months or a year from now, he'll be back in the market a whole different person.
A lot of these modern women are saying that a lot of men are emotionally unavailable now, right? But I don't think I feel like you have to look at it, from different angles, right? Because you're saying that men are emotionally unavailable, but maybe we can say emotionally pulling back, emotionally cautious, emotionally reserved, in the sense that I'm looking and I'm seeing, and I'm not 100% sure if I want to expend my emotional energy on what it looks like is about to happen.
I just got home from a date and I have a new ick unlocked. It's when you go to a restaurant with a valet and you guys both drive. He doesn't valet his car, which is fine if he parks nearby, but he parks like 2-3 blocks away. And then you get your car and you're driving back home. You pass him still like 2-3 blocks from his car. Something about that is just very, I don't know, it's disheartening. It's very unappealing. You're gonna walk like 4 blocks to this date. Like, I love it, Little John on the streets as much as anybody else, but come on, dude.
Okay. Honey, who gives a freaking lick? Who gives a freaking lick where he parked his car on the date? Oh my God. Do you see what they're doing? They're lining up the icks. Do you remember that girl we covered where she was like, his shoes were just this color? I mean, they will say anything now.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I personally feel like broke niggas hate vacations. I feel like broke men cannot go on vacation for 4 days because they only worry about getting money or getting back to money. But I feel like a successful man, a man with some money put up, they want to enjoy the fruit of their labor. They want to go on vacations, to drink some margaritas, to be by the bar, to go experience life. That's just how I personally feel. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Ooh, okay. You got me there, huh? Honey, who hurt you? Okay, now I think I understand. So it's not that y'all don't like American women. It's because y'all are tired of Black American women. Oh, the truth comes out. So you're bitter because you are intimidated by the Black woman. We have raised our standards so high because we finally know our worth. And ooh, that makes you so mad, doesn't it?
Men are not going to continue. I think men are getting to a point to where they would rather take a loss, right? I'd rather lose, as you would put it, as you would have it, if you say so. I would rather lose than sit up here and try to convince somebody to like me and they don't even care about me. That's the point that a lot of men are getting to. So you're not going to see me beg. You're not going to see me sit up here and pine and sing a song, Earth Angel, will you be mine? And since I lost my baby, and you're not going to hear me saying that because there's not really anything out here to beg for. I'm not going to sit up here and convince you to like me. You don't even like me.
Equal treatment for women!
Equal treatment for women, except we're getting charged with a crime.
What?
Well, men generally get harsher prison sentences than women. That's not fair.
Okay.
Equal treatment for women except when getting charged with a crime. And when playing sports and fighting. Well, men and women shouldn't play sports together because men are physically stronger than women. It's not fair.
That makes sense.
It's not fair. Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So,
Equal treatment for women except when getting charged with a crime and playing sports and fighting.
And paying for dinners and buying drinks and getting drafted into the military and doing dirty jobs. Come on. Okay, guys, I got a better idea. Let me just one second.
Treat us like women. Treat us like women. Treat us like women.
Hey, let me say something, bro. Why should I value how I'm feeling when she just gonna cheat on me with a who don't give a about how she feeling? Man, women don't respect who value how they feel, bro. They respect who don't give a how they feel. Them the they fall in love with for real. Man, stop overlooking how you feel to value how she feel. That turn her off for real. Most women can't even express how they feel. So why the is you out here valuing how she feel? Tighten up, soldier. Don't be no simp or no for a no kill. Tighten up. Tie your shoes up.
My girlfriend just got a job as a cart girl on a golf course, and she came home the other day, told me she accidentally gave a guy her number. How does that happen? You know, how did that happen? She goes, well, he cornered me, and I felt forced into giving it to him. I go, okay, yeah. Well, tell me, where exactly are the corners on a golf course? Not too many open fields with sharp angles. She goes, well, Dane, you don't know what it's like to be a woman in this country. I said, according to every bully I had, yes, I do.
You know, a lot of these modern women really don't understand that men are seeing the same thing over and over again. When I date this woman, it don't really matter if you're black, white, Hispanic. Men are seeing the same thing. And quite frankly, you're seeing it across different continents. You're seeing it in Asia. You're seeing it in Australia. You're seeing it here in the US. Might be seeing it in Canada. You're seeing it in South America. It doesn't really matter. In certain sects and portions of wherever region you're in, there's a certain agenda that is being pushed where these modern women are acting a certain way. Men are seeing that and saying, oh, I know where this is about to go. I'm out.
Someone asked me if I thought it was a red flag if a guy has a lot of girlfriends. And I said, no, it's a green flag. I would not date a guy who didn't have girlfriends, because if a guy has 0 friends who are girls, it means the only thing that he thinks women are for is potential people to sleep with. It means that he doesn't think that they have interests and senses of humor and important views on the world. It's just people to get in the sack with. So I would not date a guy if he didn't have girlfriends. And then I know people are going to come in the comments and say, well, I was dating a guy and then he slept with his best girlfriend. Okay, that guy sounds like an asshole. That guy sounds like an asshole. But it doesn't mean that men shouldn't have female friends. Seriously.
His woman is doing this while he's sitting in the car. I know you lying. She like, can you help me? Can you help me? He won't even hold the umbrella for her.
I truly hope that there are no able-bodied men out there that will just stand by the side and watch your girl change the tire. If you don't know how to change the tire as a man, we need to talk. Seriously. And ladies, we're sorry. We don't claim this one.
I've just decided altogether to avoid women. That it's better to be single, guys. They're almost like happy about the fact that they're gonna make the choice to avoid the entire gender of women because they have yet to actually resolve the war they have within themselves.
It is not because they're fighting a war within themselves. It is because they found peace with themselves. And she was so close. She was just so close to getting there, because at least she's recognizing what men are saying. Because they're tired of the complaining, the double standards, the expectations, and the risk of losing everything that they've built. There is no unresolved internal war going on in these men. He just found peace and contentment on his own instead of using that energy and effort on someone else.
These modern women don't want men to be happy. it's any other reason besides he was happy and he didn't want to deal with any nonsense and drama that you could bring into the home. A lot of these modern women are feeling that men are not really investing. They're not engaged. The experience, the meeting, us being here on the date, it kind of feels flat, right? And while I understand, if you come out there, you should probably try to put your best foot forward, right? But you have to understand, men are reading you. They're watching you and they're saying, oh, here we go. Like you say something and a man is like, because y'all think y'all are the only ones that do that. And a man is saying, oh, here we go again. He hears a certain thing or he sees a certain thing, sees a look, maybe you're wearing something and you're like, oh, here we go again. It's going to be a long night.
I find it hilarious when girls get on this app and they're like,
fellas, I do not regret to inform you the shift is happening. The tables are starting to turn. They are starting to use logic. View discretion is advised.
I'm no revenge. I have professional athletes in my DMs. Hey, so they're in everybody's DMs. That's cool and all, but we should not be using messages from professional athletes as validation because they message everybody.
That is exactly what we've been saying all of this time. Ladies, I am so proud of y'all. Y'all finally coming around the curve to understand just because you got somebody in your DMs, let alone an athlete or a celebrity of some sort, doesn't make you that girl. They are in everybody's DMs. They're trying to crack anything moving. The only time you can actually get credit is to be committed to by a man of true value. But the key word is commitment. He would truly have to display his commitment to you and you do the same thing in return. Now, if you can get him to do that and he's an athlete, now we're talking. We moving the sticks now. But when you got Offset, Odell Beckham Jr. and Stephon Diggs in your DM, that's not a flex. You're just a body they're waiting to cross off the list. There's nothing impressive about that. I'm going to say it like I've said it before. Commitment is the only flex you can have from a person of value. If they are not committing to you, it is not a flex. Don't even bother bringing it up because we're going to tear that argument apart. Yeah, keep the change.
So you're telling me that a woman has to go work like a man every day, and a man goes work, and he's tired when he gets home. And a woman's not tired. She has to clean, cook, do the dishes, do the laundry. Are you kidding me?
This type of women are the ones the government is looking for, and not for the good reason. You see, people who constantly challenge men, insist on being equal, and call themselves independent feminists often struggle to maintain stable marriages because men are naturally meant to lead in a family. This has long-term effects on population growth, and it also benefits the government financially. When you choose to work like a man, you pay taxes just like he does. Double contribution to the system. And the chores you're avoiding at home, cooking, cleaning, taking care of your children, don't disappear. You end up paying for daycare, housekeepers, or other services to replace what you once did yourself. In the end, you're working not just to earn, but to fund the very responsibilities you tried to avoid. The irony is clear. In rejecting traditional roles completely, you make your life more expensive and stressful, while the government and economy quietly profit from it.
Should you do cardio before or after weightlifting? There are 5 options and you decide what the best answer is for you based on your goals. If your goal is to gain muscle, increase strength, or get more toned, do your weightlifting before cardio so all of your fresh energy goes into your weightlifting. If your goal is to improve your high intensity cardio like sprinting or conditioning circuits, do your cardio before your weight training so you're prioritizing your cardio. For these 2 options, whatever you do first will negatively impact what you do second. Now, if your goal is to gain muscle, increase your strength, and improve your high intensity cardio, you need to be doing your weightlifting and cardio on separate days or during separate training sessions. If your goal is to improve your low intensity cardio like walking or easy jogging, you can do your cardio before or after weightlifting. Doing your low intensity cardio before your weightlifting isn't going to gas you out for your lift, and it's not too hard to complete after your lift. And if your goal is simply just to be healthy, live longer, and be more fit, it also doesn't matter whether you do your cardio before or after your weightlifting. I would suggest doing what you hate or know you won't do first. So if you hate cardio, do it first, because if we're being honest here, if you wait for the end, you're probably gonna skip it. Save this video or screenshot this so you don't forget. At the end of the day, it's important that you're doing both cardio and strength training.
Men are actually shocked when they get caught cheating, how upset their wife is, because they're like, it had nothing to do with her. Like, I love her, like she's still beautiful. Then why were you sleeping with the other person? They're like, well, because they're like really attractive and they were there. Women very often cheat, and it's like either a soft place to land. This is going to be where I'm going to go next. Or it's like a way that they show themselves, oh yeah, this relationship's really over. I very rarely in a 25-year career, I've met so many men that leave the wife for the mistress because they're convinced that they met their soulmate. And I've had a lot of guys who cheat and are just like, oh yeah, like it didn't mean anything to me. Women, like it usually is, this is what I had to do to figure out that this is over. And like, and the experience of having this affair is what showed me that's how severed I am from this person that I was capable of cheating on. And men are, in my experience, much more unforgiving of infidelity. Like when a wife gets caught cheating, the chances of the guy ever taking her back is very limited.
Men are tired of getting rejected for the dumbest reasons, right? Right? You meet a girl and you go out, everything's going great, you got a job, right? You're a nice guy, just objectively a good human, right? You got a pretty good car, you live in your own apartment, no roommates, right? And you happen to show up on the date wearing brown shoes. And she's, everything's great, but she can't date a guy who wears like brown shoes, right? I mean, this is happening, right? There are guys that are checking box after box after box and getting rejected for the stupidest, dumbest things. And they're so tired of the game.
I don't make bitter content because I'm not bitter. I'm sorry I can't relate to you. Y'all be having 3 and 4 baby dads, all these kids running around, and then you want a high value man. What, after you washed up? Y'all be in your early 30s, late 20s, washed the up, coming on here just moaning about men. Nobody's gonna take you serious. You're the one they want for tonight. Some of you already got like 100 bodies under y'all. What type of man wanna take you serious? Who's taking you to their mom? Y'all act like men, y'all look like men, y'all dress like men, y'all smell like men, y'all drink like men, y'all curse like sellers. What are we talking about? Who's taking you serious? You don't even take yourself serious enough for a real man to come in and take you serious. Then y'all come on here and make bitter content and then go viral off of the bitter shit. Who's taking you serious? All I'm saying.
Did you ever wonder why some people end up with some people? You look at some men and they might not be with a woman who you would think they would be with, right? Or vice versa. But let's talk about men, because this is a men's channel. Imagine that, a men's channel, a man talking to men. What a concept. A man settles where he has peace. Not beauty, not youth, not youthful beauty, but peace. Ladies, are you looking for a man? Be a woman of peace. And look at, if you're a lady out there and you're not a supermodel, which most of you aren't, because most of us aren't supermodels, be a woman of peace. You will attract men like a magnet, because men, we're out there fighting, we're bearing the sword, we're out there just crushing it. We're going to masterminds, we're working on ourselves, we're becoming the best version of ourselves. It's a crazy world. You know what calms me down at the end of the day? Not beauty, not youth, not youthful beauty, but peace. Peace. Be a peaceful woman. A man settles where he has peace, not struggle. And with that, finish your coffee and I'll see you on the next Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, post-nut clarity, and reason.
O caminho cesto. What the are you mad at the first couple of guys for? Because they're not freaking Jedis? Those other guys are Jedis, okay? Let's be honest. They are in tune with the Force. We cannot expect that out of everybody. Oh my God. Did you see that one guy? He wasn't even looking when the puck came from behind him. Mad at people because they're not superheroes. Get out of here. True masculinity, true femininity is you shutting up sometimes, and we don't hear that very often. So, actually, we hear a lot. We hear too much.
Hey, excuse me? I'm not gonna lie, I only came here because I thought you were pretty.
Direct and bold.
Girls love that.
Really? I just want to introduce myself to you. What's your name?
Cassandra.
Cassandra, nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet
You been
you.
here for a while already? Izzy.
Izzy, nice to meet
You
you.
have a nice smile, so contagious.
Thank you, you did too.
What ethnicity are you? I can tell you're like Hispanic.
Assuming things about the girl instead of asking is a very powerful way to make the conversation flirty.
Look, I don't want to take too much of your time. Is it cool if I can get your number?
Instead of asking for the number, just say, give me your number and we'll hang out. Assuming the close makes it much more likely you actually close.
How old are you?
Oh yeah, that's a good question, huh? How old are you?
Is it automatically call?
How old are you?
No, wait. What'd you say?
How old are you?
Oh, I'm old enough.
How old?
Why?
I just want to know.
Is that a question like for the day or for right now? I asked you first.
I'm 20.
You're 20?
Yeah.
You're too young.
By disqualifying her, saying she's too young, he flips the script. Suddenly, she's the one that needs to prove herself to him. Overall, super solid. 8.7 out of 10.
Couples who are more dependent on each other become more independent in their lives. So there was like studies showing that I think they got couples to do like games or puzzles, and then they had to fill out a survey of how much do you respond to your partner's needs. Basically, how dependent are you on each other? And the ones that were more dependent didn't want to hear like, I think it was the clues or the answers from their partner. They wanted to do it independently. And then they followed up and they found that the couples more dependent on each other had met their independent goals 6 months down the line.
Why do you think that is? What's the proposed mechanism?
Because it's like the original Mary Ainsworth experiments where the caregiver leaves and they kind of measure how the child responds. You need like a stable, secure relationship to feel confident to go and explore the world. You need to have like something to hold on to step off. And I think that's a big reason why Gen Z are incredibly risk averse and not resilient, is because we don't actually have a foundation to fall back on. So if your parents are divorced and you don't feel that sense of belonging, you're not going to step off into the chaos of the world. You're going to hold back and you're going to find relationships threatening. You're going to find words traumatic. You're going to be scared by it because the ground is like crumbling beneath you. So you can't step off it.
I walked in and said, where should I sit down? And he went like this.
Let's get rocking and rolling, guys.
It was interesting watching you. I felt like you're different talking to me than you were talking to the women. Like, you know, you mentioned to one of them off camera, you said, I think she said, like, where should I sit? And you did this. What made you do that?
I wanted the women to feel empowered in a sense and fired up maybe a little bit.
So you wanted her to feel empowered by saying, sit on my lap?
Well, no, I wanted to feel angry by me suggesting that. She would give me the fiery, responses that I wanted to kind of get. I wanted to feel confident in the feedback she was giving. She could be as direct and transparent as she wanted. And
do you think that makes any logical sense? If you wanted her to feel that, why did you not say to her, I just want you to feel comfortable to be as direct as you can, as opposed to saying, sit on my lap?
Yeah, I can't explain that one. It was a poorly worded joke.
That's a bit creepy, you know. It felt like you're trying to overpower her. You're trying to make her feel uncomfortable for the sake of it, which, again, is that sense of entitlement. So I guess why?
Honey, I see you looking at me.
How are you? You already know why I'm talking to you. You just got my attention.
Where are you from?
I'm from. Where are you from?
You're not here for the game?
No, I came out here for work.
What do you do?
I'm a personal coach. What do you do?
I'm in finance.
Finance. Very logistical stuff.
Basically that.
You've been out all night or what?
I came out at 12.
So we came out and grabbed some dinner and we were kind of late getting out here, to be honest. I didn't catch your name though.
What's
Hey,
up?
Andrew.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, before you run off, we should exchange numbers and grab a drink a different night. Huh?
I think she's pretty happy.
Oh, hey, you gotta say that sooner. I walked up, I said, you already know why I'm talking to you, and you continued. That's all her, bro.
They're being nice. You make TikToks, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You already.
I've seen you before.
Hey, my guy. Hey, I appreciate that, bro.
No problem.
When you get a strong indicator of interest and the girl that you're approaching is receptive from the beginning of the interaction, it's her job to let you know, I'm not interested, I have a boyfriend, my boyfriend's standing right behind you, I'm married, anything like that. But if she's engaged in the conversation, you should still always shoot the shot. If you hesitate to approach, if you're always overthinking, you're never actually going to get the outcome that you want. And if you want one-on-one coaching directly from me so we can work on the things that you're struggling with in dating and start getting you the results that you want, message me the word mentor to apply for my coaching program. I hope you guys got some value out of this, and I'll see you in the next video.
I hate when women get online and tell other women, don't care about these men, act like you don't have any feelings, don't have any emotions, don't show anything. What are you talking about? We are women. We can show that we have feelings. That's not a crime. That's not weakness. We're supposed to be loving, nurturing, feminine. Like, y'all act like it's something wrong with being weak at the knees. How I could be weak at the knees, so what? I'm sad. And I can express that I'm sad. I'm not a man. Y'all really be having pissing contests with men. Oh, we don't care just like the men. I ain't no man. And I don't compete with men. I don't know what happened, the shift, but I don't like it. Sometimes my chest be hurting, my head, my heart is aching. And that's okay for me to express that.
I'll never forget this case. It was heartbreak. There was this, I think he was 10-year-old little boy. And he used to say to his dad, when you drop me off after our visit, can we stop before we turn onto Mom's street? And I'll give you a hug and I'll tell you I love you. Because then when we get to the house, I'm going to get out of the car and yell that I hate you and I never want to see you again. And I'm going to run up to Mom's. Because this kid at 10 had figured out that if he let Mom know he loves Dad, that Mom would be mad at him and she would be cold to him. And he also knew that his father loved him so much that he could do that and yell at him and he would understand. And so they had this routine for 2 years where they would pull up and get out of the car and he'd hug him and he'd tell him he loved him. And then he'd get back in the car and he'd pull up to the house and the kid would get out and slam the door and yell, I hate you, I never want to see you again, and run back up to Mom's, and Mom would shuffle him in, my poor baby. What do you think that does to a kid? What do you think that does? What effect do you think that has on a kid? How could you create conditions like that and claim you love that kid? But the problem is we have a system that is ill-equipped to deal with.
A simp is a man who's led by his woman, who does whatever his woman tells him to do. Very passive, lives for her. All of his decisions revolve around her. His primary concern is making her happy at the cost of himself.
There are women who do want that, but those tend to be women who want full control of the relationship. They want to know that they are in control. They want to know that they are the one who is leading. And that's what's big right now. What's big right now is revolution, and the controls in your hands, and you don't need a man. And if you get a man, he's more like an accessory than he is anything else until they want a family.
The millennial generation of women is the first generation that can be financially independent without the need of a man. So women don't need men financially, therefore they want them for different reasons.
When you're talking about women not being able to get credit cards, women couldn't incur debt. They weren't allowed to incur debt.
Yeah.
So who incurs the most amount of debt in modernity? Men or women?
Women in the United States, correct.
Yeah. So the thing is that doesn't seem like that's financial independence. It seems like that's financial slavery to me.
Well, they owe
and not only that,
mix.
most of the time that they end up with houses, they own more houses than men. They usually get them in divorces, not because they bought them straight out. Women could get bank accounts, actually. It's just if they were married, they didn't, and it went through the husband because the husband was responsible for all the debt. The women could not incur debt. They could still spend the money, but they couldn't incur the debt.
Yeah, but they also couldn't take out a loan or have a credit card.
They could take out loans. They just couldn't take out loans. If they were married, their husband took out the loan because they couldn't incur the debt.
So
that was a good thing.
So there wasn't financial independence is what I'm trying to say.
Why would you need financial independence if you're married?
Because when people
that's counterintuitive.
I still think that people are individuals regardless of whether they are in a partnership with somebody else or not.
A woman's mental load is fake. It is a crock of shit. A woman's mental load is made up, and it is a crock of shit. It is a woman's anxieties that she's put upon herself, and she's taken on more responsibility, and she uses it to self-sacrifice herself as if she's doing more in the relationship to make you feel like most women will take on more and more responsibility without ever having to ask, and they will take on this responsibility as if they're some kind of mortar to the relationship, and the only way the relationship is working out is because she does it all. It's also made up so when she's ready to divorce your or needs an excuse to leave you, she has it on a silver platter with a laundry list of expectations and imaginary standards that you didn't even know about. So when she's ready to leave, she'll dump your ass. And it's all just one big manipulation tactic to use it against you later on for not doing enough in the relationship, even though it's all her made up anxieties in the first place. And what's crazy is that some of these women are so delusional is that they use this kind of mental load talk to pretend like they're like oppressed in their relationships because they're taking on too much of responsibilities. Like, so now you're oppressed and your husband or boyfriend is not doing enough because, let me guess, you're thinking about all of the responsibilities that you simply have to do it as an adult. You're resentful and angry about it. Like, can someone make that make sense? Somehow that's your husband's fault for taking on all this imaginary workload to make yourself feel like you're doing more in the relationship as a self-serving act just to use it against him later. As if that's not manipulative. And what's actually crazy is that men do struggle with mental load. This is the exact same mental load that men have, but guess what? Men are told to shut the up. They have no support and they've been told to be quiet since birth. Okay, bye.
After all the time and effort expended to align with the criteria of hypergamy, the payoff is not that a woman is ultimately provided security and material resources, or even that a man is offered and a relationship. The payoff is the growth and prosperity that redound to the man as a result. What does this mean? Well, a top 10% man can only indirectly benefit a woman, and then only if she can acquire and maintain access to the man. However, a top 10% man directly benefits himself. He directly benefits from being stronger and wealthier and higher status. These things are primarily good for him, and at best, only secondarily good for others. Even if much of his wealth and status are stripped from him by a divorce or a breakup, he remains the source of that value, and he became the source of that value in the transformational process of becoming a top 10% man.
Women are wanting men to yearn. They're wanting men to chase. They're wanting men to pursue. But in today's, the way it happens in today's dating, that puts you as the weaker vessel because, you know, I'm the prize, right? You chase me, you want me, show me that you want me. I've already proved myself by the fact that you want me, even though I haven't done anything. The fact that you want me means I'm more valuable in this relationship. And that's what a lot of modern women are doing. So when a man steps back and says, okay, well, you know, if you're not going to reciprocate and you're going to think that you all that, I'm just going to go ahead and go the other way. I'm going to go a different direction. Now you're stunned and you're talking about men aren't men anymore.